Hi there! So I just wanted to do a quick video for each of the signs about what Uranus square Pluto has meant for you individually, and uh, it's kind of a retrospective view considering it's now dissipating and reaching the 8-degree orb almost. It's in 7 degrees of uh, 7 degrees apart right now, and they're both retrograde. So, I mean, they're probably going to be in 7 degrees apart for a while, but as it dissipates, I just wanted to look at these lessons that we've learned throughout these few years that they have been square. And I also wanted to touch upon Saturn and Scorpio and what it's going to be looking like when it moves into Sagittarius and the lessons we're cleaning up or finishing up here at the end of Saturn and Scorpio. So I hope you enjoy. Hi Virgo rising people. Uranus has been going through your 8th house in Aries, and Pluto has been in your 5th house in Capricorn. So this Uranus-Pluto square has been mostly about relations with other people, and mostly about romantic relations with other people. So Uranus in the 8th house has maybe had you do more shocking things or really possibly like taboo sorts of things, and you haven't exactly maybe wanted to merge fully with someone, and you've been wanting more independence and ability to really shake things up in your world. Maybe you've been a part of a more unconventional sort of situation in shared resources or whatever, or in the merging aspect of things. And yeah, ultimately, you've been becoming aware of some subconscious feelings within yourself, things that you need to become aware of to transform them. And some of them have maybe been shocking, things that you didn't realize were there, certain feelings that you didn't realize were there, maybe even desires that you didn't realize were there. And some of them you may, they're mostly going to be kind of shocking to you. And also, you will be drawn to that, drawn to the more shocking side of things. And you could even cause more shocking situations among other people, even by being more of the eccentric sort of side of yourself, and any like kind of repressed things within yourself that you've become aware of will be exposed more, and you'll kind of maybe be more like off-putting to some, or even just kind of button pushing to some. But ultimately, it's really about bringing awakening through this process of being more shocking, or being more out there with things, or even like kind of under the surfacey about things, even like more into weird things, I don't know, whatever you can think of that has to do with the 8th house, like anything to do with like sex, death, or rebirth of sorts, will be kind of how that might be expressed. And then Pluto in the 5th house. So Pluto maybe has made you want to have more fun in terms of like life or death kind of fun, more intense fun. You might get more deeply into your creativity in some way, where you are just exposing these raw things within yourself that is meant to transform. And if you have children, then you may be a very strong transformative force in their lives at this time. So anything, whether that's good or bad, and it's good to be mindful of what kind of things you're kind of exposing to your kids during this time, because at this time it's going to be a very strong influence on them, whether it's good or bad. So yeah, just be aware of that. And then you also could do something very creative as a career, even something that's very transformative, that could be brought out and is meant to be transformative to the structures in our society and to the systems that are in place in our society. And maybe you can be like a huge contribution to that. And by expressing yourself and expressing this transformation in such a way that can really influence others. yeah. And there could also be really intense, like sexual romances that are extremely transformative and just very merging in a way. But of course, Uranus in the eighth house is trying to shy away from that. So there's that clash there between what Uranus is really desiring, which is like freedom and independence on that subconscious level, and then Pluto is really wanting to merge and be very in depth with it. So there is kind of a tension that's being created there, but either way, it's likely that you're going to be doing very under the surfacey type stuff, very taboo type stuff, and really trying to bring that stuff to light by really just being involved and exposing it to the world. And then Saturn has been in your third house in Scorpio. So your sense of being able to communicate and express yourself maybe a bit blocked or has been a bit blocked during this time. And if you have siblings, then maybe your relationships with them have either gotten more heavy, or you just haven't really been around them as much, possibly, or a sense of isolation may have occurred with them, or even with your neighbors and people that you knew growing up could be affected by this. But there's also a need to actually focus your energy and focus your mental energy on learning new subjects and really getting serious about the information that you're learning. And it'll actually be super easy to do research during this time, especially since it's in Scorpio, and finding new information that just no one even knows about, and being able to maybe even utilize it for eventually a career, or for some kind of structural purpose, something that you can use later down the line. And, there is a sense of responsibility in having this knowledge, and that you have to be mindful of who you share it with. And you might actually have to keep that closer to your vest at this time, so that you're not getting into hot water in some way. And then Saturn will be moving into your fourth house in Sagittarius. So when Saturn's in your fourth house, there's going to be a huge emphasis on your home and your family and a sense of responsibility in those areas. And you might have to take on more, whether something goes on with your family where you have to take on more, or something's going on in your home where you just have to take on more responsibility. But it could also be about going within yourself a lot more, and looking at the beliefs that your family has brought you up with, and really letting go of beliefs that are not actually good for you, and then also a solidification of the beliefs that you really feel are right for you. So it's kind of both of those things. You're really coming into a new set of belief systems or beliefs, or even just learning, like going to school could be a thing where you have to take on a little more responsibility in that way, but it's also meant to expand you further, and then you can let go of the beliefs that are not actually allowing you to expand further. So it could be both of those things. All right, well, that's it for this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share if you did. And I will talk to you soon. Have a good time.